May 3rd, 2016. If you want to follow us on Twitter, please go to CATEX TV. Today is the Indiana primary. If Donald Trump wins that primary, it's very likely he will have locked up the Republican nomination. Polls indicate he's probably 15 to 20 points ahead of his nearest challenger, Ted Cruz. American International Group reported earnings. They posted their third straight unprofitable quarter. They're attributing it to losses from hedge funds and declines in the values of other investments. First quarter net loss was $183 million, compares to a profit of $2.47 billion for the same period a year earlier. Operating profit was 65 cents a share, missed the $1 estimate of most analysts. CEO Peter Hancock is reshaping the company's portfolio, expanding bets on property lending and highly rated bonds while scaling back on hedge funds after the company was burnt on those investments. AIG is among insurers who have large holdings of hedge fund bonds tied to energy and mining assets that were pressured by the declines in commodity prices. Losses on hedge funds widened to $537 million in the quarter from $349 million in the same period last year. The results also included a $1.1 billion net realized loss compared with a gain of $1.3 billion in the first 3 months of last year. It did not include a breakdown of what those losses were, those impairments. On Saturday, there was the Woodstock of Capitalism event in Omaha, the Berkshire Hathaway annual meeting. We watched most of it streaming live on Yahoo Video. A couple of comments that we did not mention yesterday were Warren Buffett's and Charlie Munger's effusive praise of Jain. Both warned of the significant impact to Berkshire should Jain choose to leave. Buffett said, "There's not another Ajit in the house. If we lost him, the impact would be very significant, and that would be true of some other managers at some other subsidiaries." He said there was a period when the earnings potential of Jain's reinsurance operations was fantastic. He said that probably won't happen to that degree again. I wish it would, but he's done a tremendous amount for Berkshire. Charlie Munger added, "Jain has a longer shelf life than him and Buffett. He'd be particularly missed." Buffett compared Jain to the likes of Jeff Bezos, the founder and CEO of Amazon, in terms of building capital value in a company. John Charman's Endurance Specialty posted profits that increased 6% in the first quarter. The company beat analysts' estimates and showed that it has managed to integrate the acquisition of Montpelier Re last year. Endurance reported net income of about $106.5 million, up from about $100 million in the first 3 months of last year. Operating income also increased up to $88.4 million. Net investment income decreased from $30.7 million down to about $11 million. John Charman said he's delighted with the excellent underwriting profitability. They managed to write more business in both its insurance and reinsurance segments. Charman said that their combined 77.9% loss ratio continues to reflect the high quality of our global underwriting activity. No kidding. If you are an insurer and have exposure to fire claims or fire exposure in the city of Chicago, pay attention to this. The local ABC News TV affiliate, Channel 7, is doing an investigation. They say that major fire equipment in the Chicago Fire Department is so old it puts the firefighters and the public at risk. 40% of the city's fire department engines and ladder trucks are too old for safe frontline use according to industry standards. And within a year, a group of firefighting equipment is going to reach an age that will make a significant increase in that percentage show itself. The investigation revealed that in a busy Chicago firehouse, 31-year-old equipment, a hook and ladder, is being used. Firefighters are saying it's an antique, it's out of date, it's just not the equipment that should be being used in a city like Chicago. The apparatus and fixed ladder are critical to helping rescue people trapped on upper floors of a skyscraper in case of a massive fire. One firefighter said the particular rig that we're using right now is a spare of a spare, which is 31 years old. The investigation uncovered a history of serious problems with the equipment assigned. as Tower Ladder 34, which is a firehouse, documented page after page of repairs showing hydraulic fluid, radiator leaks, a broken horn, engine that won't stay running, etc., etc. The tower ladders are raggedy, the equipment is faulty, we're making constant excuses, and we're putting the community at risk, said a firefighter. The National Fire Protection Association sets safety standards for first responder equipment. They recommend apparatus more than 15 years old should be removed from frontline service. Anything more than 25 years old should be replaced outright. That's not the case in Chicago. In the next 12 months, 60 additional rigs will also reach the age of 30. The first American cruise ship in 40 years arrived last night in Havana Harbor. It had more than 700 passengers aboard. It was the cruise ship Adania. It starts the beginning of commercial travel between the United States and Cuba after 50 years of hostile relations. And we have to take note of this. It's made the front page of the New York Times as well as front pages in many other newspapers around the world. This has to do with English football, or as Americans would call it, soccer. In the most prestigious league, the Premier League, the winner of the Premier League was Leicester City, which started the year as a 5,000 to 1 underdog to win the title. Well, it won the title for the first time in the 132-year history of the club. They won it last night without even having to play. Second place Tottenham had a tie with Chelsea, leaving them too far behind the leaders with only 2 games left to play. This has been top news around the world, throughout Europe, throughout Australia, and throughout the United States. It is something that is quite a sports story, and if you compared the odds to some of the American outliers, which have won Super Bowls and World Series, it's nothing short of exponential. That's the news for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.